One world, one people.
Hey, Walker, check your phone. Looks like our friend Zemo kind of got the last laugh, right? Wow. Couldn't have worked better if I'd planned it myself. Oh, well, maybe I did. No, I'm kidding, I didn't. Or did I?
What's up, everybody? Trinity here. So Marvel Studios officially announced a Thunderbolts movie just a few weeks ago, and at D23 they announced the official team lineup. While none of these names come as a surprise, a whole lot of people feel a whole lot of ways about it. Now, while I certainly have my own criticisms of this team lineup, I want to tell you how and why I think this team could be absolutely perfect, as it's also been rumored that Baron Zemo is still being involved with this project. Now, in case you don't know, Baron Zemo created the Thunderbolts originally in the comics. Now, this came at a time right after this battle with Onslaught. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and others were all thought to be dead, and Zemo thought this was the perfect time for people to accept new heroes. So what he did was basically took his Masters of Evil at the time, gave them new costumes, gave them new names, and went out there and started fighting criminals.
Totally ridiculous, and apparently exactly the kind of thing people will believe right now. I mean, everybody bought it.
He basically wanted to gain access to all of the government secrets, their defenses, Avengers files, Fantastic Four's files, just everything, so he could eventually take over the world.
We're about to have full access to government secrets, prototype weapons, you name it.
And he was going to do that with this team. One of the things that he was going to do was, get the team, get all the access to the information, and then all of a sudden just flip the script and let them know, like, hey, actually, I'm Baron Zemo, and we're the Masters of Evil.
Gotcha, bitch!
And that was one of the cool things about this. Like, it was a very sinister plan. This all kind of backfired against him at some point, because all of these villains, and they were all villains, they all kind of got into being heroes. They liked the public adoration and things like that. So there was eventually a mutiny. Hawkeye joined the team and took them over, and they kind of became more anti-heroes. But I don't think we're going to get all of that quite in this movie, but I think it's something you should definitely go back and read. One of the things I think it comes to villains is really great villains. The difference between them and the good guys is the evil things they're willing to justify to meet their ends. Like, they will do some bad stuff to get what they want, even for some things that any normal person would probably want, like noble things. That's probably not even like a selfish thing for them to want, but they do very selfish things to get them. So just like some very terrible stuff. And I think that's what's going on here in this story. And that's what's so great about it, is all the villains realize, like, hey man, like, hey, these people like us, man. Like, this is very cool. And how they got into it. And he even had a psychologist on the team with them that was Moonstone, Dr. Carlos Sofin, to warn against it. And it was just some really cool stuff in that story. One of the things I really like about this story and this original Thunderbolts run, if you ever get a chance, definitely make sure you go out and read it. There's not one person from this team that's in the MCU right now, so I don't really see any way they could bring any of these people into the Masters of Evil, let alone the Thunderbolts, at this time. But I do have some ideas what I think would be actually really cool. But before I get into that, I've got to tell you about the Thunderbolts team that they revealed at D23 that, I get it, a whole lot of people aren't thrilled about. And if you look at this team, I understand why you wouldn't, because you take a look at everyone you got here. You've got Black Widow, Yelena Belova, you've got Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, you've got Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian, you've got Ava, I want to say it was Gardner. Was it Ava Gardner? Ava, no, I feel like Gardner's not right. I feel like Ava Gardner is an actor, but Ava, oh man, Cobblepot. No, but her father was Egghead in the comics. And you've also got John Walker, and even, I know, everyone's favorite, Taskmaster. And you take a look at this team, and they are essentially all knockoff super soldiers. One of the things that, like, you know, thinking of all these people as well, they all are in a spot where they kind of want to do good things. They don't want to be bad guys, and just kind of everything that came about. I mean, maybe John Walker, but I don't even think he was wanting to be a bad guy, but just, you know, he was juiced up, and, you know, what happened when he all got juiced up for the first time, right? But you've got all these people who kind of want to make good, who want to atone for all of their bad deeds. And I think getting this team together could actually work out very well. As we know, Valentina has been out there getting all of these heroes together, putting this team together. She's going to be kind of calling the shots here while they are going out and going on these missions. As I said, you know, it's not going to be quite like the comic books, but looking at this team and thinking about where things could go with this team and how Baron Zemo could play into this and how it could still pay a little bit of homage or maybe even do something just a little bit more sinister than what they've done in the comics, I think. If you ask me, is if you take a look at Valentina, we don't know anything about this character and who she's working for or anything like that. Say we take a look at the Thunderbolts and maybe they're going out and going on missions and gathering intelligence and weapons from other people who aren't supposed to have them, and say they're out there doing this, and say they're working for Valentina and we don't know who she's working for, but let's just imagine that it's Baron Zemo. Think about it. If you look at Valentina, if she is working for Baron Zemo, let's look at Valentina. You take a look at her, she's got that little purple streak in her hair, and she also seems kind of sinister. Where we seen in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, she kind of was playful about when the Flag Smashers got blown up at the end of the series, like she had a part in that happening. As we seen that it was actually Zemo's butler who did that, but she's saying that she actually had plans in it, and she was sitting there just being very playful and it kind of soaking in the moment, you know, liking it. And so we don't really know who she's working for, but you take a look at that. You take a look at the fact that she sent Yelena after Clint Barton, and, you know, she just got some questionable behavior here, and it just makes me wonder who she's working for. And that purple streak in her hair as well just makes me think she very well could be working for Baron Zemo, as we know that he's kind of got that purple theme as well. And why I think this would pay somewhat homage to the comic books and maybe even do something a little bit more sinister is because if you take a look at exactly that, say that it is Zemo in charge, you have these Thunderbolts going out there, and these are people who want to make good on the bad deeds, and they're gathering this intelligence and their weapons, and then it turns out that they are working for Baron Zemo, and say the public finds out they're working for Baron Zemo, and maybe he sets it up to where it looks like they know that they are working for him, kind of like what's his name, Mysterio did to Peter Parker in Far From Home, and they look like the bad guys, and these to the public, they see this and they are just guys who want to atone for their sins.
The desire to become a superhuman cannot be separated from supremacist ideals.
Because he don't like super soldiers in the first place. His life's mission was getting rid of the super soldier program.
I spent years hunting people Hydra recruited to recreate the serum. Because once it's out there, someone can create an army of people. Like the Avengers.
And to see him take these super soldiers and use them for his own means and then flip it and turn it on them and even the public while he makes off clean with all the goods, I think that just seems absolutely sinister, probably even more so than what happened in the comic books, and I think it's just something that would be cool to see. I don't know, that's just if you ask me. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think it could be Baron Zemo behind the Thunderbolts? Do you think Valentina is actually working for Zemo? And hell, maybe she don't even know it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. That's all I've got for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for being here on the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe. Click the little bell and all that good stuff. When you click the little bell, click all so you get all those notifications anytime I've uploaded a new video or do a live stream. Give this video a thumbs up on your way out or a thumbs down. It's all good if you don't like my theory. But you all have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.